Eastern Europe, man. Great people. That's where I live now. I have an Eastern European wife. And they don't take any shit. It's awesome. It's fantastic. Like, I've been going to the gym, and I tell my wife, like, hey, I've been going to the gym. Look, that muscle's getting bigger. And she says, dick, same size. But she's incredible, because I love her, you know. Speaks 4 languages, speaks gooder English than I do. Occasionally, I have to correct her, right? She'll fuck up a word. You have a friend like that? They speak perfect English, and then they'll screw up a word out of nowhere. You're like, how the fuck did you miss that? She's like trying to say, my father is a doctor, and he works with small children. What does that word? Starts with a P? I'm like, yeah, pedophile. She's like, yes, pedophile. He's the best pedophile in the whole village. I haven't corrected her. She still thinks it's pedophile. One time, she's trying to say that she's turned on. Instead, what came out is, oh, yeah, no, right now I am so humid. We're about to fuck, right? And she's like, I like it when you do me table style. I was like, sweetheart, you mean doggy style? She's like, no, table style, like table. I was like, dude, why would you fuck a table? Why would you fuck a dog? Table style. Don't make it weird, hurry up. So I just put my laptop on her back and did my email for half an hour, right? I knew I needed to take things to the next level because she was pregnant. And so I asked her, will you marry me? And she says, why? And I answered very romantically, because I need a visa. And I don't want to get kicked out of the fucking country. Because I had overstayed my 90-day tourist visa by about 11 years. That's how long I've been in the EU. And so we actually went to the office to go get married, and then come to find out, I fucking overstayed my visa, and I had to flee the EU on the next flight I can find, which is first class, though, on Ryanair, to England. And we actually had to get married in the fastest way possible. She's 7 months pregnant, so she didn't want to travel. So instead, we had the idea of getting married online, which you can do now because of the pandemic. And there's a service that does it for you. It's based in the US, and you can be anywhere in the world. So I'm in a hotel room in London. She's in Estonia. This woman comes on the screen who's going to marry us. Her name is Shelby. And she's what you would expect. Hi, you two. Thank you so much for choosing webcam weddings for your most special day. My wife picked me really because she's not that picky. I think that's why a lot of women are wondering. They're like, how do I find a good man? And my wife's like, you can't be that picky. Lower your standards. Like I did. I think she grew up in a small town and on a farm, and she saw me. She's like, he's perfect. I take it. He's not a goat, so I'll take it. That's good. So we're there, and she's in Estonia. And I'm doing this fucking wedding, and it was so uncomfortable because she's trying to do small talk on the screen, the officiant, and she's like, "How are you?" And my wife's like, "Normal, proceed." And for this to be valid, you need 2 witnesses to witness it. Otherwise, it's not valid. So I didn't want anyone seeing this. I was like, "Do you want anyone to be a witness?" I upgraded the Zoom Premium for this shit. Are you ready? And she's like, "I don't want anyone seeing this fucking shit." I was like, "What about your father?" And she's like, "He has to be a pedophile, so no." And he's busy working, pedophile. So I was like, fuck. This service can provide witnesses for you for an extra fee, of course. Fucking capitalism. So $2,500 for this entire thing, $500 extra for the witnesses. And they come on the screen at our most romantic, intimate moment on the most special day of our life. We had to share it with 2 strangers on a Zoom call, and I thought at least they'll be from America. They outsourced it to Vietnam. It was the most tragic thing, because you can tell they didn't pay them that much money either, because one woman did not get out of bed. She was still in bed, laptop on her stomach, tank top on, didn't dress up, tank top, half a titty hanging out, one eye open. This was the witness. I guess you just have to be barely conscious to be a witness. The other guy is like half facing the screen. He's just eating noodles like he's watching a Netflix documentary about a fuckboy getting married. And my wife is like head like this, like, I should have married that fucking goat. I know I should have. So this is how we got married. Great start to any good relationship. But we do love each other, and so she has a good sense of humor, and like you said, not that picky, and so things are going well, except I had to go back to America and wait for this visa. Now, it can come anywhere between 3 to 6 months, and I might miss the child being born. And we tried everything. We got a lawyer, top dollar in Estonia, 25 euros an hour. And, that's a lot of money, you rich fucks. I work for Nokia. Oh, that's nothing. And the lawyer said, he's like, there's nothing you can do. You have to leave the country. I was like, but you know, she's pregnant. Does it make a difference? He's like, it doesn't matter if she's pregnant. Anyone can pretend to be them, you know. So pretend to be pregnant. You know, what if the baby comes out? And it's great because they're not progressive as Finnish people. So he was trying to say like in a delicate way, but instead what came out was, what if the baby looks like milk and not chocolate? I hate to say it this way, but... So you have to leave the country and get married and then come back. And this is what we actually ended up having to do. So now I'm in the US waiting for this visa to arrive, and things just get worse because I'm in the fucking US and I've been in Estonia for a few years. And you know, you go back to the US, if you go to Finland, from Finland to the US, and you feel like you're on the spectrum. You're like, why do I have autism? Why is everyone talking to? I don't want to talk. I'm from Finland. Can't you tell? I just look at the ground. Fuck off. And you get into the Uber, how are you? Oh, terrible. I want to go home. And then you go to the Finnish embassy, please help me, they're talking to me. And being number one, so important in the US. And that's why I love coming to Europe, you know, because having talent is not important in Europe. Just look at Eurovision. I mean, what a fucking joke. You don't have to be good, apparently. It's a celebration of mediocrity. It's so great. You know, and they were worried that terrorists were going to attack this amazing cultural event called Eurovision. I was like, I'm pretty sure they Googled it, and they're like, oh, we can't make it any worse. This is already a disaster. We can't attack a karaoke for the mentally handicapped. This is... Terrorists have the same voice as the Finns, sorry. That way is less racist, you know. I love Eurovision. You watch it, it's so great because they try so hard. They're doing their best, you know. In every country, they look at, we have to send our best representative. Austria sent the woman with the beard, right? She won, you know. We are progressive, yeah, so it's good. So you forget about 1945, nothing happened. Oh! And Eastern Europe has got to be my favorite. They're like, okay, Eurovision's coming. Send the hottest strippers we can find. They don't even sing. They're just like... Thank you. And they always come in like third place, too. They never win. It's always third place because you vote through text. And there's some guy who's like, that's good music right there. That's how I love Europe. I love Eastern Europe. I can't get canceled when I do shows in Europe. I can say the most fucked up shit. And you guys laugh, Finns, so liberal. You don't give a fuck. You're like, come on. As long as you do the talking and I don't have to talk, you can say whatever you want. That's what it means to be a liberal Finn. I'll do shows, place like Eastern Europe. I start the show, dead baby joke, racist joke, trans joke. Whole audience stands up. It was good. Don't hold back. I haven't cried like the time I got tear gas at that riot. This is a good show. I was like, I love this place. I love performing here. I'm just no longer as American as I really thought I was. I'm kind of losing it, you know. And America's declining empire. It's very sad to see a declining empire because you're scared of everything. China's going to take over. We're all going to be speaking Chinese. It's like that would never happen because Americans are too stupid to learn a second language. Don't fucking worry about it, you know? And you go there, you immediately feel uncomfortable. Finland people, nice, calm. They don't talk to you, but calm, nice. Airport, passport control. If you've ever been to American passport control, you see the big black woman. Take your passport out your passport holder, motherfucker! You see the Finnish guy, like, am I going to get shot? And so I'm hoping, praying that this visa comes back on time, right? I don't want to have the child in America because if you don't have health insurance, $30,000 US to have a kid there. And I know in Finland, health insurance, it's free. Almost like bread is free at the restaurant. You still pay for it through your taxes, but you know, it's free. And you love to brag about it too. All right, it's free. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's free, but it's in America we have to pay for it, for health care, because we got to fund this thing called the military, which is acts as the world's police, kind of part of NATO and stuff. And then Finns, you know, you got a military, but let's be honest, more like a flash mob. We're going on like a fucking fancy meetup group with guns, you know. You meet in the forest, they're like, oh, Russia's invading. What do we do? Okay, just like we trained. Pick up the phone and call America. Very good. So you're welcome for your free healthcare, you motherfucking freeload. Anyway, so I pray this visa comes. I don't want to stay in America. And I get an email from the Estonian police, and they said, have you been married? I said, yes, apply for a marriage visa. They said, okay, sir, please send us photos of the wedding. So if you got married, you remember the beautiful photos that you took. I had to send screenshots of a passed out Vietnamese woman and a man eating noodles. And I think they approved it just because they felt bad for me. They're like, well, we know where he's from. Let's get him to Estonia, where he'll be safe. Flew back. She's past her due date at this point. Baby can come any second. She wants to do all natural birth. We get to the birthing hospital. She goes into labor. And we're in there. Old midwife, from Stalin era. She delivered Stalin, this midwife, one fucking eye. And she kept coming and going. By most of the time, we were by ourselves, which I didn't realize. All natural birth, that's how it is. And in the end, we had to request an epidural for myself. That's why. Please, right up my ass. And so it was nuts. I wanted to keep it fun. We had a little birthing plan, and the birthing plan was make it fun. And so I brought a little mini speaker, and I put on a song. I thought it was funny. She did not like it. It was Salt and Pepper. Push it. And she didn't find it funny. I thought it was fucking genius. Midwife comes in, and my wife is on all fours to deliver the baby that way. And the midwife says, okay, one more to push, and the head's going to come out. And nothing prepares you for this moment. You're the support person. You have to keep a straight face when this happens. Mouth, eyes closed. It's fucking terrifying. The support person needs a support person. Okay, I never dissected a frog, okay? I got a hangnail once, it was bloody, and it was uncomfortable. That's all that I had. And a fucking baby shoots out a vagina that you were just inside of not too long ago, comes a fucking head. I did the manly thing, and I said, my wife's like, pull your tampon out, let's go, let's do this. So the midwife says, okay, keep pushing, one more to push, and he's out. And my wife lets out this low rumble, like she was communicating with whales in the Pacific. Her face turns red. I don't know if you've ever seen an octopus change colors on the Discovery Channel, right? And at that moment, you could hear David Attenborough, observe the human female giving birth. The fuckboy in the corner is crying, wishing he would have pulled out. Then my wife arches her back. She has her hair in a ponytail, and then you just hear, and a baby shoots out the back of my wife's ass. Like a fucking cannon. There's nothing like the movies, because the midwife had to jump to catch him. She's like, whoa! She was old, but she must have been doing CrossFit. She's like, oh, don't worry, I got them. Stands up, and there's always that moment where your friends or your parents talk about the first time they saw their little special guy. Ero. It's always the same thing. As soon as I saw my special guy, I was instantly in love. That's not at all what happened. My first thought was, holy shit, this child is white. This kid was all milk and no chocolate. He was so white, the midwife looks at me and says, sir, I don't know where you're from, but I think you're in the wrong room. He was so white that even my wife was like, I'm not sure if he's mine. I'm not really short. He was so white because he wasn't breathing because the umbilical cord was wrapped around his neck 2 times, which is quite a common thing. And so the midwife doesn't panic. She's like, don't worry, I saw this when I delivered Alexander the Great. And unwraps him twice like a Christmas gift. Hits him on his back 3 times. Next thing you hear, my wife gave birth to a healthy baby goat. It's a healthy baby boy, man. And he's blacker now, so it all worked out in the end. Yeah. True story. So yeah, man, my wife, funny as fuck, just gave birth, went through all this pain, and looks at me. She's like, we got them out the same way we put them in, table style. I told you. It was a good position. You should do it.